Hi crafty friends, it's Jayma here, and if you are looking for some organization solutions for paper, stamps, dies, bling, and other crafty supplies, then stay tuned because I'm going to take you along as I put away my most recent Stampin' Up! Order, and I'm going to repackage things and put them away and show you my organization system. Most of the supplies that I use to repackage are fairly inexpensive and available on Amazon, and of course I will have everything linked down below. Just click that little see more under this video and you'll see the whole description and all of the links. My organization is ever evolving, so I have shown some of these ideas before. Some of them might be new and some of them may change in the future, but I hope that you'll glean some ideas from this video and find something that will work for you. This is a collaboration with the creative design team, and all week the girls and I are sharing organization ideas from craft room tours to paper storage to everything in between. So be sure to check the playlist at the end of this video to see everybody else's videos. Let's go ahead and dive in. So here's all of my new stuff. I've organized a few things, most of my paper packs. So 6x6 paper packs, the whole thing fits in one of these little 6x6 envelopes. These are by Canon, and I get them on Amazon. I'll link them down below because I just absolutely love them. So I've got both of my 6x6 pads in there. I also keep my pocket cards in one of these. So I've got another one here, and I will just slip those in there. And then I keep those on my rolling cart. I'll show you how I store these because I keep them separate from my 12x12s in just a moment. So we'll set those to the side. And then all of my 12x12s, I mentioned these in my unboxing video, are in the same envelope, but it's the 12x12 size. And I do this for all of my paper and also all of my cardstock. Although I'm reorganizing my cardstock, I finally figured out how I'm going to do that. So that is going to be a different video. So I've got all of my paper organized, and let me take you over and show you where these smaller ones are going to go. So I have these two rolling carts over in the corner of my room, and I've actually done a whole video on these carts and what I keep on them. And I have replaced this cart since then. If you watched that video, I had one I didn't like from Michael's. I got another one from IKEA. They were out of the aqua, so I settled for black, and I gave my other one to my daughter, and she's thrilled to have that in her room now. So anyways, I am just keeping my 6x6 pads right here. I've changed this just slightly from my video. So I've got these containers from Target. I used to have them turned so that all of my 6x6s were like this, and I wasn't happy with it because it was hard to get to all of them. So I just turned it, and now they're all easy to grab. They're just sideways like this, which is basically how my 12x12s are stored under my desk. Okay, so here's what's left, and what I like to do is start with the easiest stuff first, put those away in their organization. It makes me feel like I've been productive, and then move on. So for embellishments, I use these little things. They are passport holders, and I take one of the 4x6 photo place holders that come in the workshop kits, and I just put that in there, and then that way I can put something on each side. This doesn't bother me that it's there. I've got it, you know, you can still see all of your stuff. It doesn't totally cover that, but it doesn't bother me. But you can just cut cardstock down to 4x6 if you would like. And then for this one, I am just going to cut it right up the middle, and that way it will allow me to fit it into here. So that'll go right down in there. And then this is one that I already had in my little organizer. I put them all in these 4-compartment organizers, or 4-compartment bins, I think they're called. I'll have everything linked down below that I'm talking about. So they all just kind of sit in here. So this one didn't have anything on the back side yet, so I'll fill the back and then the front and back of this new one because I have 3 different new embellishments. So there's this one, and then this one I could just put the whole thing in there. Actually, I think I might do that. So we'll just stick that whole thing down in there. But a lot of them, especially these ones, because it would be, this one might fit, but I don't know. I just like to take them out, then it's less bulk. But some of them you can leave in, some of them you would have to take this backer off, like this one would be too wide, and then of course I had to cut it too. But that way I've got my new embellishments in here and they're easy to flip through. So the way I kind of organize this is at the front is all of my more neutral ones. So these are my favorite ones. They're like gold glitter with little iridescent flecks in there. I love these. But then all of my, like, you know, golds and silvers and champagnes and coppers, like the more ones that can kind of go with anything, are in that one. This one, I guess I could put that in there too. But then the ones that are more colorful, I put in the second bin, and I do it in order pretty much from like what's newest to older. I actually have two bins like this. This is all of my Stampin' Up embellishments, and then I have another bin for my older close to my heart embellishments. This punch is the easiest to put away, and I only have a few punches so far, so it's actually really easy to put this away. I've got one spot for it right now over here on my rolling cart, so I'll just stick that in there and we're good to go. Now we've got stamps, dies, and embossing folders. Now I put this stamp and die set together in my unboxing video to just show a quick demonstration. So what I do is I take them out of the DVD cases, I put the stamp set in there, and then I put the die set on a magnet sheet. And these envelopes and magnets came together in a set on Amazon. So of course that will be linked down below. I do this only with my photopolymer sets, and I will explain why when we get to my red rubber set. But so I've done that one, and then I have this embossing folder. So I am gonna unwrap that, and I just go ahead and toss the packaging. I toss this as well. And then I've already gone ahead and made little labels for my pieces that I need it for. So this linked together die set I'm going to be doing in just a moment. The around it all dies I'll be doing in just a moment. And then we've got the Soft Waves 3D. I use this Brother P-Touch. I absolutely love this. I like how the little sticker on the back is split, so it's really easy to get them off. And then I'll just take this, make sure the Stampin' Up logo is up, so that's the top. And then I just put the label here in the top corner. And now this is ready to go over to my rolling cart as well. And I just keep them all loose, filed in the top of my folder here behind my punches. Okay, now I've got a couple of die sets where I have just the dies. So the Around It All die set, it does have a stamp set, but I wanted just the dies, and I don't plan to get the stamp set, so I am just going to keep the dies separate. And that's what I do for standalone dies. And then I also have the linked together dies. Now this has a stamp set as well, which I may get eventually, but not yet. So what I'm going to do is store it with this one. Now the dies come in envelopes like this, which are very nice. They're heavy duty, but I have been using these little envelopes for a long time, and all of my other standalone dies are in these envelopes, so I want to just be consistent. Plus these are thinner, so I can fit more in my bin than I can this. So I have a use for this though, thanks to some comments on my last video for ideas, so I'll share that in just a moment. But what I'm going to do is, so I've got this magnet sheet. This is a 6x6 magnet sheet that I have left from close to my heart because I do have some dies over on a big magnet die wall that I have. But what I plan to do when I'm out of these, I think this is actually my last one, is use these dies here, because sometimes I don't need the magnet sheet when I put just a stamp set in this that doesn't have dies. Then I've got extra magnet sheets. So what I'll do is I'll just cut it down to 6 inches so it will fit in this envelope here, and then do it that way. So I'll do that after this set here. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these onto this magnet. All right, so I've got those done, and I actually ended up doing it on 2 separate magnets because the back of these magnet sheets don't stick quite as well. So I did cut down a larger one, and this is actually a self-adhesive magnet. I used to put these on the inside of my DVD cases when I kept my DVD cases with the dies inside of them. I stopped doing that to save space, but I still have some of these magnets, so I cut that one down instead. So now we'll put that here in this envelope. And then I like to have the flap at the back when I put it away, but I label both sets on the front. That way I know just flipping through which one is on the back, and I don't have to necessarily turn them all around. Got a dog hair stuck under that one. And so then we'll get this one on, and there we go. Now sometimes I will rearrange my dies, and maybe I want this one on its own because I use it a lot. These are very easy to peel off and put it onto another envelope if you want. So I have done that before as well, but for now I am just going to keep it like this, and we'll put that over here on my rolling cart as well. My die storage is almost full, so I'm going to have to figure something out. All right, the next one we have is a stamp set, matching dies, and a coordinating embossing folder. And it's a hybrid embossing folder, meaning the die actually cuts out the embossed image in here. So I like to keep them together. But again, I am going to put that aside. I'm going to toss that. I am going to toss this packaging as well. This is what this cuts right here. I just kept that in here. Isn't that cool? Creates a little shaped card. But what I'm going to do is take out my stamps, and then I'll take out this little cover here. Now I do save these, but I don't have a use for these yet. I've heard some ideas, but let me know in the comments below if you have more ideas using the DVD cases. So what I do is take this and I fold it so that I can still see the spine. And then we've got another envelope here. So we'll take the stamp set and put it in here, and I do keep it like this. That way when I go to put them back, I can put the stamps back over this image so I know exactly where they go. So I like to keep it in here. And then putting on the dies is just a matter of a puzzle, so we'll get that done. And my son actually loves doing this part for me, but he's in bed, so I'm going to do it this time. I like to start with the largest image, and bonus if it's an open image like this butterfly, because then you can fit some of the smaller dies inside. It's actually quite surprising sometimes how many dies I can fit onto a magnet sheet. All right, easy peasy. Every piece is on here, and sometimes it's more of a puzzle than other times, but these fit pretty easily. So now I've got the stamp set in here, the dies, and I'm gonna go ahead and put those in my little envelope. And then sometimes the smaller embossing folders, like the ones that are like this, they'll actually fit in here with it, but this one doesn't. So what I'll do is I will just keep it right behind it in my stamp organization. And I've done that with Seaside Wishes, and the leaf one are other ones where it has a bigger embossing folder, so I'll just keep that right there with the stamp set. And I plan to continue doing that. Maybe down the road when I don't use it as much, I might keep this with my other embossing folders, but for now I want to keep them together. Okay, now here's a situation where I've got just the stamp envelopes, not the magnets, because this doesn't have a die, it has a punch. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I just did and take out the outside. And then this is one of the Celebration stamp sets, and that is just the stamps as well. So I will do the same thing and put those in the stamp envelope. All right, easy peasy. Those are just the stamps in the stamp envelope, and those can go with the rest of my stamps. All right, my last stamp is a red rubber set, and then I'm going to show you why I don't put the red rubber ones in an envelope as well. They are thicker, so putting them in an envelope does save some space, but I did that with a few, and I will show you why I'm not doing it anymore. But with the red rubber, you do have to put the stickers on. So what I do is I pop them all out of the rubber surround first. You want to be careful not to rip them, but they are pretty sturdy. And then this you can just throw away. Okay, now there's various methods to doing this, and I actually sometimes will do multiple methods while doing one. But the first thing you want to do is peel this little piece off, and that gives you just kind of like the cushy surface of the cling stamp. Now this actually is just, it's not like sticky, but it's kind of like it'll stick to other plastic. So if you didn't want to put these stickers on, it will still stay in there. And some people prefer that because then it's not quite as sticky as these stickers. I do like to have the stickers on there though. So what I'll do is, you want to peel it from this side, and you can see that there's like a line down here. So you can peel those off. And then once those are off, some people like to put the sticker on a block. So I'll show you both ways. You can peel this off, and then you want to put the back side on here. And then you'll turn this over, and then you can see through the block and line it up and put it right on there like that. And it's probably easier if you have a block that's a little bit bigger, but that is one way to do it, and some people prefer that way. Like I said, I will do multiple ways sometimes within the same set, but I think the way I like doing it the best is just peeling this off, and then I need to peel this backer off. So you're peeling the back off of 2 images for each stamp. So off the stamp and off the sticker. And then I like to just line it up on the sticker sheet. That way I know I'm not sticking the wrong side onto my block, because you have to peel it off and then put it on, and then just peel that off. And then we'll just put that on there. So again, just do whichever way you're most comfortable with, which way you feel is the easiest for you, and that's going to be the best way for you. It didn't take too long, but it's a little bit extra work, but once it's done, and you don't have to worry about it. One last thing I almost forgot I wanted to do is save this sheet, and then just like we can tuck this front piece into the front of the DVD case, this can slip into the back. And what that does is it kind of gives you a guide on where to put your stamps back. So that way you know that you're not missing any, or just know where to put them so that they all fit correctly. I got this tip from Erin at Crafty Concepts with Erin, and I just thought it was so smart. So now we've got everything in its place. Easy peasy, we're ready to move on. So I mentioned that I put a few in the envelopes that are red rubber, and this Winterly Treetops is one of those. And so you can make it work, and it does save a little space. And I did this before going to a retreat so that I could save space when I was packing. But what I found is I don't like the stamps on here, so I've got them right on the back of my die sheet. They stick to this pretty hard. You can get it off, but it's harder, and it's more risky that you're going to tear that backing off because, well, and see, all of the dies are falling off the back. So you definitely can do that. I just have found that I prefer not to. So I am going to go back to the DVD case method. I'll put them back in a DVD case. It doesn't really matter which DVD case. I'll just use this one that I took all of the other ones off of. So that's all back in place, and I forgot, I do actually still use these self-stick magnets, the smaller ones that I had cut down for the other die set, when I have a cling set with dies, and I still keep them in here. Last but not least, I told you I'd show you how I'm going to start using these envelopes that the dies come in. So I've got this close to my heart stamp envelope, and this is the last one that I have that was like an empty one. And I have been putting my stamps in there that are from kits or paper pumpkins. So I've got 4 sets, and I guess I'm missing the insert for this one. That was from one of the kits in the kits collection. I'll have to find that or print it. I might be able to print it from online, or I might get another kit because that was one of my favorite ones. So anyways, these wider ones, they don't quite fit in my stamp storage. They're just like a 1/16 of an inch too wide. They'll work, but it's just like kind of tight and they don't move very well. So I'm going to use these ones, and unfortunately they're a little bit taller than most of my stamps. So all of my close to my heart stamps are in something like this, so they'll stick up higher. But that's okay because I'm going to put these at the back of my bin, and I'll show you how I put them away. So I am going to take this one, and I'm actually going to put this one on its own because I'm going to put it in with my Christmas stamps. And then in this one, I'm going to put it too high. So I'll put this stamp in there, and then I'll put this stamp in here. So I'm gonna have 2 in here, so if I wanna get this one, I'm gonna have to take both of them out, but I wanted to utilize the space better. So there's one set. So I grabbed another one of these envelopes because I decided I actually wanna keep this one separate as well, because there's a die that goes with this image here. So this was a paper pumpkin set, and with paper pumpkin, for every 3 months, there's a die set of 3 dies. So there was a set where, and they're usually standalone dies. They'll coordinate with the kit, but they'll work on their own too. So I usually keep them all in their own envelope. So here I've got a little more than just the paper pumpkin dies in here, but that's the image that goes with there. With that, and it's not going to do me any good in here because it only coordinates with this die here. So I am just going to stick this in there with it, and then these 2 are going to go at the back of my just a normal stamp case, and then this is going to go at the back of a Christmas stamp case. So let's go back over here to my stamp storage. Now these 2 bins right here are my Stampin' Up collection, and I keep all my Stampin' Up together for now. The rest of it is my beloved close to my heart collection. So I've got this whole bookshelf that is filled with bins of stamps. So for now, I've got my Stampin' Up stamps here in these 2 bins. Once they retire, I'll probably move them to the correct bins that are labeled by occasion, or like we've got alphabets and backgrounds and borders, summer and outdoors. So I'll put them in the correct bins probably like as they retire, but for now, since I don't have a lot of Stampin' Up, I just keep them in these 2 bins. So now we have those 2 that go with kits, and so I'm going to put the 2 non-Christmas ones at the back, and I'm just now realizing that they're actually not taller than these ones because my Stampin' Up cases are taller than the close to my heart ones, so they're actually a little bit shorter than the rest of them. And then I've got this one Christmas one, and up here on the top I've actually got 3 Christmas bins. This one is not labeled yet, but I'll just go ahead and put it in the front of this one for now because I'll organize Christmas again when Christmas rolls around. I'm not going to deal with it right now, but there is my stamp organization. I hope you got some ideas that will help you in your own crafty space. Be sure to check out the rest of the girls' videos. They're in this playlist right here. And if you'd like to check out my craft room tour, I did one last year. A little bit has changed since then, but it's mostly very similar, and that's going to be right here. See you over there. Bye.